People are looking at Myles Lewis-Skelly's season at Arsenal, the fact that he's barely playing, one Premier League start, and they're writing him off as some sort of risk. But they've got it all wrong. Because the reason he's not playing at Arsenal has nothing to do with his quality. And when you actually break down what Manchester United needs from whatever left back that they look to sign in the summer, Lewis-Skelly doesn't just fit. He actually might be the most tactically intelligent option United have looked at going into the summer window. So Myles Lewis-Skelly, let's break down why Manchester United are potentially interested in Myles Lewis-Skelly, why I think he would be an incredible fit for the side, exactly what he offers, not only technically and tactically, but why it also might make sense for him to want to move away from Arsenal as well. So I think there are actually a few issues with United's current setup when it comes to their back four. And I think a lot of it has been made very apparent with the absence of Lisandro Martinez. And a lot of what Manchester United don't currently have in their setup when it comes to building out, when it comes to their fullbacks in general. I do think Dalot possesses this quality, but the ability to give the ball to the fullbacks in the more central areas, let them get on the half turn and run at opposition midfielders, opposition defenders. Also, the ability, we spoke about it before. A lot of teams, basically every team in the Premier League now is extremely well coached and they know how to press. They know what their shape is supposed to look like off the ball. And a lot of times, opposition teams will force you to go wide to play around you. And Lewis-Skelly, the way that he manipulates his body, the way that he can receive on both feet and drive forward, he gives you the ability to give him the ball. And he is the type of player with the quality that he has to relieve pressure on his own, get on the half turn, and run with his pace, with his power, with his technique. He has an abundance of tools in his locker, and he is still extremely, extremely young learning his craft. So what do I mean by Myles Lewis-Skelly using his body manipulation well? What do I mean by he receives at good angles? This is a top level player, and with only one start in the Premier League this season for Arsenal, it has been made quite clear that players like Hincapié and perhaps Calafiori are the more preferred in the way that Mikel Arteta wants to play. I think Myles Lewis-Skelly could potentially want out, could potentially want to go to a team where he's going to be fighting for first team minutes. And with all due respect, his competition for a left back spot, at least for the here and now, is Luke Shaw. And with the unfortunate injury history that Luke Shaw has had, I think Myles Lewis-Skelly could really make a push for a mainstay in Manchester United starting 11. But I just wanted to break down a few things that I think Myles Lewis-Skelly does extremely well in his game. So in this still here, you can see that he's facing his own goal and Matheus Nunes is looking to press him. Typically, when you watch football and your defender, whether it's a fullback or a center back, is going back towards his own goal, you will see the fullback or the center back typically go back to the keeper so he can either go long or they can restart, switch the play, and go again. Not Myles Lewis-Skelly. Because of how well, again, he manipulates his body, he goes from this, where he's completely upright facing his own goal. With one little feint, he has burst past Matheus Nunes with his physicality. Nunes is no scrub when it comes to physicality as well, and he has completely taken him out of the game. And look at the amount of space that he has to run into. I think a good thing about Lewis-Skelly, like we spoke about in our last video with Tonali, a thing that United are really lacking are elite level ball carriers. Myles Lewis-Skelly very much fits that profile in terms of what Manchester United really need, in my opinion, to continue to progress and build this squad if they really want to be a competitive team next season. So this is a brilliant, well-taken goal, but for me, it's not even so much the goal in and of itself in terms of the shot that he gets off, which is absolutely brilliant. It's just the few little details and the actions before the goal that I think are so special. Mind you, we're talking about a left back here. He's picking up the ball in the half space, and he has a couple of players who are going to look to close him down. Lewis-Skelly does such a good job in what I've watched from him in this specific position, receiving on his back foot, but that one touch to open up play and to go forward. It's a very fluid motion. He has total control of his hips. He has total control of his feet when he's going to receive. And it's such an interesting quality, especially from a left back. But what's so good about Myles Lewis-Skelly is he has the versatility to also play as a left-sided center midfielder. So I love the way that he sets the ball here. Now he's decided I'm going to run at the Manchester City back line. And one of the things I love most about this player is he's so confident for such a young player. I mean, he obviously did the Haaland celebration, and a lot of people had problems with that. I think that's what football is all about. You should celebrate. But look, he has a ball on here. Even Martinelli, for whatever reason, is asking for the ball over here. But he's like, no, no, no. He's like, I have the ability. I'm going to take this on for myself. He shifts it. This is not an easy thing to do. From where he's gone here to receive on the half turn, to then drive into the box with the power, but also the control to keep it close to his feet, not take too heavy of a touch for the City defender to intercept. He then switches it on to his right foot and he beats the keeper. And mind you, this would be a special goal if we were talking about a left winger receiving in the half space here, driving forward, shifting it on to his weaker foot and bending it around the keeper. That would be a special goal. We are talking about a young left back that has the ability to do that in just a few actions. I don't think people realize just how special this player is. And when I was watching film on Myles Lewis-Skelly, this for me is one of his most unique attributes and skill sets as a player. I mean, he's received the ball from Saliba here, and again, he's typically being marked because I think the opposition in the Premier League have realized that this is a player that can get on the ball, get on the turn, and drive forward. He has the technique, he has the technical, but he also has the physicality to complement his technique and to complement how good he is with the ball at his feet. So again, we're speaking about a left-footed player here, but he receives once again on the back foot, two players closing him down. And because he's just so good at getting on the half turn with one swift movement, using his right foot to push the ball in behind the midfield, and because he is such a powerful runner, he has taken two players completely out of the game. And again, like we spoke about in the earlier still, look at the amount of room that this player has to run into. Make no mistake about it. This is a very unique skill set. This is a player who can put it in absolute shift at left back, but it is also a player who you can give the ball to in tight spaces and he can make things happen. He's very unique. This is not a profile that you just find anywhere. If there even is the slightest possibility that Manchester United can sign this player, they absolutely have to do everything they can in their power to make this happen. I personally think that this is an extremely special player. And that's just what I mean by I think he could add so much. And we've spoken at length about the importance of Lisandro Martinez in this side. We obviously know that Matheus Cunha is a player who likes to play in these pockets. Imagine a left side of Martinez, Myles Lewis-Skelly, Matheus Cunha, and Kobbie Mainoo. For me, that's the perfect blend of ball carrying, ability to play through the lines, and power that could really elevate Manchester United. I think the triangles that we could see from Lisandro breaking lines here, and then Kobbie playing bounces to Lewis-Skelly, and then Lewis-Skelly with the ability to drive and to get runners forward, I think would be massive. Like I spoke about as well, I also think there are going to be moments where the opposition team does a really good job of pressing United and forcing them to go to one of the fullbacks. And what Lewis-Skelly provides is his awareness. He knows everything that's around him. He knows when there is a player who's pressing him from the back, and he knows, like I said, how to manipulate his body to either A, win a free kick. He's extremely good at winning free kicks, or B, dropping a little shoulder. And because, again, I have to keep speaking about this, he is such a good runner with the ball at his feet. Drop the shoulder and then he's into the space and he can continue to run into the space. And that's when he can combine with Kobbie. That's when he can combine with Cunha. That's when he can even look to play, because he's not shy to look to play that ball in beyond for Sesko, for Bruno to run into. I think that this is a player who you could also even at times shift into midfield. I still do have Tonali on the tactical board. Let me dream. And you could have a midfield three of a Lewis-Skelly, a Bruno Fernandes, and a Tonali. Or perhaps it's a Kobbie, Lewis-Skelly, Bruno. He gives you that flexibility. For me, I see this player as a left back who, as we've seen on the other side with Diogo Dalot, can oftentimes very much push to the inside, You can create a bunch of different lines for United to progress through. You can create that line of two here, and then you can push Tonali, Bruno, Cunha more forward, Sesko and Bumo up top. He gives you a lot of solutions, tactical solutions, just because of how good he is and because of how versatile he is as well. Manchester United, if you can sign this player, please do everything you can to make it happen. Now, to be completely honest, there have been a few reports that there is some interest in United going after Myles Lewis-Skelly. Apparently, from what I've read, there's some interest on the player side as well, and you can probably only knock that down to the fact that he has gotten very minimal playing time. I mean, the reality is he is currently playing for the Premier League leaders. Whether or not they go on to win the title is still to be seen, but this is a player who, in my opinion, could make a massive difference in the project. I'm not sure if Patrick Dorgu is seen as more of a left wing or a left back, but to have Dorgu, Shaw, and Myles Lewis-Skelly, with Dorgu having the ability to play on the wing, with Lewis-Skelly having the ability to play in the midfield, and a massive opportunity that Manchester United cannot miss. But that is just my opinion. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that either Patrick Dorgu or Luke Shaw should be the number one left back going into next season? Do you see Dorgu as more of a left winger? Do you see Myles Lewis-Skelly potentially joining Manchester United to play left center mid? Or do you think he should be the new left back for Manchester United going into the 26-27 season? Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you really enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. I will chat to y'all again very soon. Until next time, peace.